I'm so excited for this video today. Today is literally gonna be like show and tell. Also, I got a new Stanley and I'm so obsessed with this color. I just had to show you since it was already in my hand. Also, I got a haircut. What else? Oh, I just wanted to say thank you so much to those of you who have commented on my last two videos or just watched them. I really feel like I'm so much more aligned with the content that I want to be making. And even though they're getting way less views than my other content, I really don't care. The fact that I still feel so aligned and like excited to make videos, even though they're kind of flopping, just goes to show that I really am sort of on the right track, which I'm really happy about. And yeah, so if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. Or if you've been here since my Adobe days, thank you for sticking around. I hope that this can start to be just a more fun space. I think I'm really sick of talking about like my design career and talking about career stuff in general, talking about tech. Like, I don't know. It's just not the vibe right now for me. I'm really enjoying just going back to the fun of design and being creative and things like that. And so I hope that these videos are something that like, whether you work in design or not, maybe you come home, you've had a long day and you want to just zone out and watch something fun. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't need to always be teaching something or having this really like strong takeaway or helping you, you know, get better at design even. I really just think like I get so much value out of videos that are just fun to watch, or maybe like creatively inspiring in some way, but mostly are just like enjoyable to watch and have a good vibe. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm trying to bring to this channel, and hopefully I do a good job of doing that. But all of that said, today I'm going to be showing you all the things that I collect. I think I've realized recently that collecting things is very much like a part of my soul. I've been doing it and just sort of obsessed with like collecting little things ever since I can remember. And I think it's really closely tied to my creativity as well. And I'm sure other people can agree with that. Like, collecting is sort of a creative act in itself, like choosing the things that you want to add to the whole of the collection that are like, these are creative decisions that we make when we do that. And it can also just bring so much inspiration to go back and look at the things that you've collected. And whether you make art with them or make design with them or not, like the collection itself is a creative thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I've been blabbering enough. Let me go get my first thing. Okay, I really hope this setup is working, but we will see. Okay, so this is the first thing I want to show you that I collect, and these are matchbooks or like matchboxes. And I only have a few, but my collection is definitely growing. So I'll just show you what I have so far. So these are really fun to collect because they always have like fun typography or like branding on them. And normally I'll get them from like a restaurant. Like, that's mostly I think where you can get these. And so it's fun. It's like you don't have to go out of your way to collect them, or like you don't have to buy them. Just like whenever I'm at a restaurant, I will kind of look around and see if they've got matchboxes, and I'll always take one if they do, especially if it's cute. So let's see. These are the ones that I have so far. This is definitely a favorite. This is from Casalina, which is a place, let's see if it will focus, a place in LA that's really, really nice actually. And I just love the typography and the color. This one I really like too. I love the little snail. This is from a place in Charleston called Post House. And this is another favorite. I really like the inside of this one. Like, look at those matches. Like, the matches themselves are really cool. So yeah, these are really fun. And I like to keep them in this bowl because I don't know, something about me when I collect something. Oh, good thing there's a dead fucking moth in here. Ew. But yeah, something about me is that I'm a very tactile person. I like to, like, I don't like to just display things and look at them. Like, if I really like something, every once in a while, I want to, like, touch it. Like, I want to pick it up and, like, look at it for a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I really like to keep these in this little bowl just on my shelf next to the TV in the living room. Just obviously mostly as decor, but also, like, you know, if someone comes over and they also really like design or things like this, they can like take it out and look at them, which I think is just really fun. Okay, the next thing I'll show you is my business cards. I won't spend too much time on these because there's not a lot that are like really pretty, but this is something that I just like to, like, things I like to keep around. Most of the time, if like they're pretty, then I'll take one. But also if it's like a company or an artist that I really like that I see maybe like at a artist market or whatever, I will grab one just to remember them and stuff. So yeah, here are some of the fun ones. This is actually one that I designed. This is a client of mine from a while ago. So that's fun. Some of these are like, I don't know. Some of these are very random. Like, I don't even know what that is, but I do like the embossed type. I just think it's cool. This is another one that I did because this was our design studio that me and my friend had for a couple years. This is a really fun one. I love this. This is for Weather Vane Cafe, which is just a really cool cafe in Denver, and I don't know why I love that. That's probably one of my favorite ones. This is another one that I did, a really old client of mine. I really just liked the layout of this. Like, no one else has ever laid out their business card design like that, and I just think it's cool and kind of inspiring. Okay, yeah, I have a few other ones, but these are probably standout ones. The other one I really like that I haven't talked about, this one. This is just an artist on Etsy that I found. I bought like a zine from her, and I just thought her business card was really cool too. That kind of came with it. So yeah, those are my business cards. And I don't really keep these out like I do with the matchbooks. I just keep them in this little box. And every once in a while, I'll kind of look at them. Okay, next I want to talk about rocks. Rocks are something that I've been collecting literally for so long. I have to just like show you how many I have. Okay, so there's these. Okay, and then I have ones that I've polished. So let me just show you a few. Again, I could spend hours on rocks alone, so I'll try to relax a little bit, but let me just show you a little handful of these. These are ones that I have polished in my rock tumbler, and I do have some more that are currently being polished, but yeah, so this is like my polished collection here. I also have my sea glass collection. So this is like the best of the things that I've found. So like the most rare colors, the most pretty colors. I have another jar of ones that like don't quite make the cut of like this special. But yeah, sea glass is the thing I've been collecting for the longest. And yeah, I love it so much. And I found so many like really rare colors, honestly. Not to brag, but that's always really, really fun. And I said this in my last video, but my family has a cottage on Lake Erie, and that's where I found basically all of these things. This is just a little collection of pottery that I've found, like sea pottery, or I don't know how you would describe it. But basically sea glass is like broken glass that has been softened by the sea, by the sand and other rocks. And so that's why it's not sharp. It's like very rounded. And the same goes for these like pieces of pottery. You know, if like a piece of pottery gets shattered and dropped in the lake or the ocean, then it also will get, oh my God, kind of softened and like less sharp and stuff. as I literally just broke this one and made it really sharp. Amazing. Anyway, I won't take these out, but I do have some fun colors in here, if you can see. So this is the pottery. I can't believe I just broke that one. That's amazing. Oh, this nut. I don't know why I have it, but I liked it and I grabbed it, and for some reason I haven't been able to throw it away. Okay, so let me just find a few like standout rocks for you guys. Okay, here are some good ones. This one is kind of cool. It's got this just like dot on it, which is not paint. It's like another kind of rock in there. This one, I don't know if you can tell. It's like kind of green and marbly with like gray bits in there. This one's kind of like fossil-y almost. Like, I don't know if that's shell in there or what, but I think it's very cool. This is definitely a fossil and I'm not sure what kind, but if anyone knows, let me know. This one's just cool. It's like stark black with orange stripes kind of. I think this one's kind of cool too, with like all of the rocks kind of like melded together. Okay, I got a little bowl of water to show you how cool some of them look when they're wet. Like, it really makes a difference. And when I find them, like, they're wet when I find them because they're literally in the water, like on the shore. So that's like kind of how I find them. And then they'll dry and I'll be like, really? But then you just have to wet them again and you can see how vibrant they are when they're wet like that. And so that's why I will polish some of them, because that's what they'll look like polished. They'll be like shiny like that. Okay, one more. Look at that. That one's really cool. Yeah, it's hard to tell like which ones I want to polish because some of them like are cool because of how sort of weird and imperfect they are. And when you polish them, they, you know, it sort of like smooths that all out. So for example, I probably wouldn't polish this one because I think it's got a lot of like uniqueness to it that I wouldn't want to like erode away. Okay, I've said last one like 14 times, but look how cool that is. Okay, real last one. Let's do like a colorful one. Okay, here's one I really like. This one is like super like green with this little stripe. I don't know why that's one of my favorite ones. I think it's so pretty. Okay, let's do books. Okay, these I think are my best ones. So I probably won't go through all of them, but let me just tell you about them, okay? And show you some of the best parts. I'm very specific about the kind of books that I collect. For the most part, I like to get ones that are vintage, like at least from the 90s, just because it has a little something different from like the kinds of books and like imagery that's out there right now. Also, it's just like cheaper and easier to find secondhand books. Like, there's no reason I need to be spending money on this collection. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they also have to be like a topic that I'm interested in. So a lot of the topics I have are like gardening, plants, lots of cookbooks, some art, and then most of all, they have to be like pretty. They have to either have really cool typography, cool like layout inspiration, or imagery. Imagery is probably the most important. So this is one that I found more recently at the thrift store. I even liked like the title page here. I think that's cool. I love that type. The other thing I really like about this is the style of photography. It's just very unique and different to like what I see now. I'm not sure if it was shot like, here, wait, let me get to a good one. Like, I just don't know. I think since it's older, it just has a very different style of photography that I really, really like, and it's super inspiring. There's also like just different kinds of imagery in here. These sort of cool illustrations and things like that. So yeah, I had to buy this book. I love it so much. I also have this book. It's called Switzerland: A Culinary Tour. So this is obviously a cookbook, but I think the type is really unique and the imagery as well. So like, look at this. Even the layout is just so fun. And I like how the photos are kind of like dark. Sort of like, I've noticed we're getting back more into that style now with photography. Like for a while we were like overexposing every single photo, and now like the lower exposure is definitely more in, and it definitely shows more details. It's more of like sort of a maximalist style of photography, to sort of have those like real darks and lights and high contrast. But anyway, I just think that these photos are very inspiring. And not only that, I could definitely cook some of these meals. Like, I think that would be fun. This mushroom risotto, are you kidding? This is a cookbook as well. This is one that I found very recently. It's called Monet's Table. So, I'm not sure. It says by Claire Joyce, and to be honest, I don't know who that is, but it is about Monet and his wife Alice. And it just sort of gives some recipes that she would make, some photos of their home, some of his art, of course, and like kind of how they all intertwine. So this photo really caught my eye. I think that's so fun. Yeah, again, it's a similar style of photography that I really like. The other thing I like to do with these books is, I've actually done it with a few. I'll actually cut out images and frame them for my house. Like, this isn't the best. Oh yeah, like this is pretty. I would 100% frame this in my house. Like, it's free art. Not free, but like this book was probably $3 at the thrift store, and you can get so much art out of it just if you kind of like make a little composition and frame it. So that's another fun thing that you can do with these books. Okay, I will show one more. This one is called Wonderland. It's the Washington Ballet, and I have had this since college. I bought it because my design professor showed it to us in class, and I became obsessed with it. It's a very typographic book, but it does a really good job of sort of intertwining photography and typography. This is so cool. TikTok, look at how all these swords like make T's, so that like in your head you go TikTok. Like, I don't know if that's just me being weird, but like those really like play together in a cool way. I love this spread with the O off with his head. Anyway, this is just a really cool book. I've always loved this, and I've always just kind of come back to it when I needed some inspiration. Okay, on to the last thing that I want to show you guys. Okay, this is my paper sample stash, I guess you could call it. So, a lot of it is cool magazines that just have really cool art, print, or typography in them. And just, they're inspiring in themselves, but also they're really good if you want to create like a collage or something like that for a design. So I'm just sort of keeping all of these for that, and every once in a while I'll go in and cut some things up and, you know, create something, whether it be like something to hang on my wall. Like, I made these just art pieces for my bedroom out of these magazines and sort of other paper that I've collected. And I just got a perfect circle cutter and cut out these circles, and then kind of just combined them in a way that I thought looked really pretty. And it's just a really cool way, I think, to like save and really enjoy these, like, this collection of paper and designs, and, you know, in a way that I can see it every single day. So I really love that. I'd love to make more of those or things like that. But yeah, other things in here are like some packaging. This actually used to be an egg carton that I broke down and have used, as you can see, for some just projects. Here are the circles I haven't used yet. I'll just go through and like cut a bunch that I think are cool. And then, you know, I made those 2 pieces just out of my favorites that I thought looked good together. And these are kind of like the rejects that I haven't used or like found a place for yet. So I'm just keeping these and I'm sure I will find something to do with them. Here are some smaller things I've collected, just tags where I really like the typography. Just more sort of magazines and things here. And yeah. Before we wrap up though, I want to show you guys a couple of things that other creative people collect that I would love to start collecting. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but just to kind of get you a little bit more inspired to see what other people are collecting, I think is really fun. So one thing is vintage packaging. So there's this blog online, which I can link below, of this guy who collects these vintage candy packages, I guess, and then he'll photograph them for the website. It's really cool. Oh, it's just collectingcandy.com. Pretty cool, but it's so fun because he's been doing this for so long. There's literally so many things you can look through, and a lot of them just have really cool design and are very old. And I don't know why, I just think this is so fun to look through and a really good collection to have digitally. Like, I feel like if I collected packaging, it would have to be like very pretty and very intentional, and my collection could never get too big because I feel like it could start to look a little messy, just for me personally. But I love the idea of sort of cataloging these things online. But anyway, like, how fun are those? Anyway, that's a really cool, unique collection to have, is like specifically like the niche of candy packaging. So fun. Another thing that I recently discovered that people collect is they're called tobacco silks. And I guess they used to come with cigarettes back in the day. Like, this one came with Nebo brand cigarettes. They're tiny, 1, 2, 3, like 3 by 2 inches. And some of them are embroidered, some of them seem like printed. And they're just really cool. There's some that are, as you can see, like state-based. There's a lot that are like college-based. There's a lot with men's faces on them, which I'm not super interested in. These are kind of cool though, like these college sports teams are really cool. And this person actually made them into a quilt, like these seashell ones, which I love the seashell ones so much. I would love to find those. But I think that's so pretty how she made this into a quilt or a blanket or something. These ones that are like embroidered flowers. I love the fruit ones. But anyway, have you guys ever seen these before? I think they're so cool. And they definitely don't make them anymore, I don't think. At least, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I don't think they make them anymore. So I think it's one of those things that people collect and they're actually like worth something. Like when I went on Etsy to see if I could like buy any, they weren't cheap. Like, they're a collectible, like a collector's item. But how fun are those? Like, I love just little like takeaways that a brand can make. Especially if they are really intentional about like the design. Like, how freaking fun. Okay, anyway, 2 more things that I want to say. One is plants. You guys probably already know who this is, Benji. He has a really cool plant YouTube channel and also Instagram presence where he talks about plant care. And he's just someone who collects plants in like a very intentional way and really knows about them. Like, doesn't just have a bunch of the same plant like me. Like, he has a bunch of different ones. They're so unique. He'll travel to go get them. I just love to get inspired by his plant collection because I think it's just so fun. So plants, that's something that I would love maybe to collect, is like, I have a lot of like the same exact plants and I think they're just like pothos. And like, I'm doing an okay job taking care of them. I do have one monstera that I've grown really big. But like, look at these weird freaking plants. Like there's so many plants you can have in your house that are a little bit unique. And so I'd love to maybe start to get into that. Will I? I don't know, but I would love to. And then the last thing that I really want to collect is ceramics. I'm obsessed with these. Like, really, how do I even describe these? I don't even know what this style is called, but I love it. And there's so many beautiful, like talented ceramicists out there that I would love to support by like buying their art. Ceramics are definitely more expensive of a thing to collect, which is why I have not collected them. But look how freaking cool. I just love it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Those are some other, oh, look at this one. This one's really cool too. And this one, guys, I love. So anyway, those are some other things that I would love to collect or that maybe you would be inspired to collect too. Please let me know in the comments if there's anything that you collect. I seriously would love to know. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like I'm letting myself really dive into being a collector. Maybe it's like a Taurus thing because I think Taurus people really like to like own things. And I definitely relate to that. Other than that, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.